I really say that a lot too for a lot of people because a lot of people they go after stuff and they go after like you say just for the money. And then like rappers, they come into the rap game just thinking that they finna blow up and get money. And it's really like it's a grind, it's a process.
Man,
really.
you have to be in love. I love the bad days. I love the problems.
Yeah.
I love when shit go wrong because that allows me to actually, you know what? Let me see if the books I read really work.
You can actually
Let me see if
learn
the
it.
experience I've went through and the lessons I've learned. Now my back's against the wall. Does this shit really work? And how do I make it work? So that's where I'm at with it, bro. I know the money's gonna come. If I focus in doing my job at a high level, the money will come.
Definitely. What's the best advice that you've been given just in life?
Anything you think twice about, don't do. My Uncle Frank told me that when I was like 9 or 10 years old, right before I moved to Houston. It stopped me from being in car wrecks. It stopped me from being at parties I shouldn't have been in. It stopped me from being in close to shootouts. Anything you think twice about, don't do.
I like that actually. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in your career in the next 6 months moving forward?
Oh man, we got to have the biggest company on the planet. I want to be the new Interscope Records. And I use Interscope as a guideline because at one point Interscope had 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, Eminem. But at the same time, they had the Black Eyed Peas. At the same time, Marilyn Manson. At the same time, Mary J. Blige. At the same time, No Doubt. It was so many different type of artists, and they were all cultural icons and game changers. They all left a lasting imprint on the game where they was at, and that's my mission. That's my goal. That's where I want to be.
So for your company exactly, when you're looking for artists, what do you look for exactly?
So I used to look for talent and people that I liked, but that's backfired on me. Now I treat it no different than the major labels treat it. What are you doing? Are you putting your own music out? Are you booking your own shows? Because most artists are just looking for handouts.
Yeah, they just want somebody to post them and do this for them.
They want somebody. I'm not a bank. I don't have money. I'm not rich. I don't have an investor. I ain't no street nigga. I ain't selling no dope. Like this is just blood, sweat, and tears and grind from myself and the other 9, 10 people on our team. Like that's it. So an artist that comes into our situation, they gotta understand you have to outwork us. This is not for you to kick your feet up and like, whoo, I made it. Like, nah. I need you passing out your flyers. I need you doing your social media. I need you rehearsing. I need you practicing. I need you engaging with people. I need you to put the work in. Everything you expect of me, I need you to do it for yourself first. And that way, when I do things, you understand what I'm doing.
Makes sense. So is there a specific age range or when you looking for artists? Like, do you have something where somebody might be too young?
Nah.
Like, they might be talented, but you're like, oh, they're a little kid.
Nah, I don't think too young, but I think it can't be too old.
Yeah. Or too old?
Yeah. Because it depends on what they're doing.
Okay.
Man, if you super rap, kill a nigga with 30 Dracos and you in these streets and you this and you 44 years old, there's nothing I can do for you, bro. Because most of the time they are set in their ways. They're not going to listen. They're not going to change. They already have their way of, they figured out life already.
Yeah.
And I can't. I'm not here to.
So if you was to have an artist where they're talented, but they come from a gang background, then would you maybe turn her away just because?
It really depends on the artist. But I prefer not to. I prefer not to work with somebody with a gang background. For the simple fact, I don't live that lifestyle. I don't smoke.
Okay.
I don't do drugs. I might drink every couple months. I think the market for those records are very small. Regardless of what we see in urban media, on urban TV, with all the money and all the flashing of everything, in the big scheme of the music business, it's really only that big. But country artists are taking up this much of the space. Pop artists are taking up this much. Now K-pop is taking up that much. But rap is the most influential genre, and the street music and all of that stuff, they're using it, but it's still only making up this percentage of the game. It's the most used and abused genre of music. So I don't have a desire to be in that space, man. And I only work with people I like.
Okay.
If I don't feel comfortable inviting you to my home, Like a lot of our meetings we have in my house.
Mm-hmm.
We'll cook, we'll barbecue, we'll
And it's
crawfish
like
boil.
a vibe because everybody is connected, everybody cool with each other, and just
And we actually all get along.
Mm-hmm.
We like each other. We have group texts where we cracking jokes on each other.
it's
We're
actually
playing
genuine.
fantasy.
It's not just business. It's
100%, 100%. And I couldn't connect with somebody like that who I know, for lack of a better words, you're a criminal.
okay. Yeah.
I have a 14-year-old daughter and a 20-year-old son and I have a wife. Like, do you just really let these people just hang out at your house? Like, a lot of times we be like, oh, no, it's cool with this person. But when you really think about it, look what you're inviting. Look at how many people in music have gotten killed from being around
Certain people,
certain environments. So,
Makes
in
sense.
knowing that, I wouldn't dare invite that to my home.
Gotcha. So, talking about loud music exactly, and just the name, how did that come about?
When me and Tim there were in the studio, I was like, man, I'll be the CEO, you be the artist. We need a name. He said, man, I like the name Loud, Live Out Your Dreams. I say, I fuck with that. Let's call it Loud Music. And we was like, bet. And that was June 6th, 2012.
Okay.
And we were sitting in the studio and we just said, okay, let's start building it. So the rest of that year, we just built it. And we didn't start putting out any music or anything until middle of 2013. But we spent the first year literally just building a team, building a name, creating the logos and the websites.
So that first year, was it only Tim Ned that was under you? Or?
Artist-wise, I believe so. we were just only focused on Tim that first year. We've had other artists along the way that didn't work out. And it was not no bad blood or nothing. It just, I like to work with an artist for a few months before I decide, let's sign, let's do paperwork.
Gotcha.
Because artists switch up, artists change. Hell, they might think I switch up. They might not like me. So I like to, let's actually get to know each other. I need to see you on your bad days. I don't want to just see the interview. I want to see you when you are upset. I want to see you when you don't have any money. I want to see you when your car breaks down. I want to see you when your relationship is going bad. I want to see you when your relationship is going good. So I know who I'm dealing with moving
you see
forward.
how they react in different situations.
And more often than not, they crumble.
Mm-hmm.
And it's inevitable, man. It's very few people can actually tough it out when something go wrong. Very few, man. Very, very few.
I mean, it's really just about looking for another solution.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, oh, something happened. Okay, bet. What's next?
You can't
Keep
dwell on the
going.
problem. Yep. And too many artists, they rely on, my mama said I was good. My friend said I should be doing this or I should be doing that.
Yeah.
And I got talent. When really it's like this business is only 10% talent. It's 90% work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you can put 500 artists in a room and probably only 10 or 15 have the work ethic. And of those 10 or 15, maybe 3 or 4 of those have the talent and the work ethic.
Gotcha. So expanding your brand, exactly. Are you looking to go beyond just Texas?
Oh yeah, man, we already are. We're heavy in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So with Tim, we've toured Japan, England, the Netherlands. We did a tour with Ja Rule. We've done the East Coast, we've done the West Coast, we've done the Midwest, we've done the South. One of our top markets is the Netherlands. We stream a lot of music in Australia. We just did a deal with an indie label in Sweden. So Tim is working on like 6 songs for artists over in Sweden. We're gonna be releasing some music in Europe. So we don't even focus on Texas, man. Most of the stuff we do is outside of Texas and even beyond outside of the country.
So can you talk about exactly how that happened, that came about, as far as expanding outside of the country?
So, man, February 2018, Tim Ned hit me. He was like, man, I ain't had no shows in a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I'm tired of clubs. I hate club shows. I hate club shows for the simple fact the artist goes on at like 12:45, 1 o'clock in the morning because they're trying to hold everybody to get through the door and make money and all that stuff. And I get it, but I hated that process. So I was like, yeah, we're going to focus on doing arenas, tours, and festivals, and we're going to go outside the country. He was like, so how are we going to do that? I said, I don't know, but I'm
gonna make it happen.
Yeah, that's just my thing, bro. When I'm set my mind to something, I get it done. I focus on it. I work on it. I'm relentless at it. So just from Googling, researching, finding blogs, reaching out to touring agents, making phone calls, making connections, and just working it, sending our music, sending our press kit, being professional. It opened up doors and opportunities, and I was able to capitalize off of it. And boom, went to England. England led us going to the Netherlands. Boom, we went to Japan.
It was just a cycle. It just kept on.
Yeah, because once people see that, yeah, he has good music, super dope artist, but they saw like, you know what, we don't have no issues. They're not traveling with 50 people. There's no criminal backgrounds. There's the way we move and the way we operate as a company. It make people want to work with us. They know we're going to be on time. They know we're not going to be a headache. They know we're going to handle our business. They know we're going to give them a great show, and we're going to do everything we're supposed to do. So we make it very easy for somebody to want to work with us. Especially when you're talking about traveling out the country.
So that was all just off of your dime, just the traveling.
Yeah.
So as far as signing artists, do you have any artists that might have got signed and tried to spend money crazy?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
All the time?
Yeah, as soon as they have this wish list of everything. Oh, I want to work with this person. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're not even generating the money to work with those people.
Yeah.
You wouldn't work with those people. It's kind of like if you take a girl on a date, but when you date her, when she go out there by herself, she's going eating crawfish. But when you take her out, it's steak, lobster, champagne, everything else. Like,
extra,
if you can't do this for yourself, why do you expect me to do it? That's no difference with artists.
So do you kind of try to teach them in school on money management?
All the time. Hell yeah, bro. Because I need them to know and understand that every dime I spend, you got to give me back. This is not a gift.
They got to actually work and actually earn their money back.
And I just need them to know that the longer it takes you to pay me back, the harder you have to work to even earn money. And I only deal with artists. That's that whole little dating period with us getting to know each other. That way they see how we work. They understand what we're doing. They understand our concept and our way of thinking. So they don't feel like, oh man, I want to work with this guy in LA and shoot this video, and it's like, okay, we'll go do it.
Yeah.
Like what? Oh, you just want to? Oh, now you just got this wish list of things you want me to pay for. It don't work like that at all.
Exactly. And I was gonna say, I feel like they don't just, as far as young artists especially, they don't understand how much these video shoots actually cost, and just the traveling and shows and whatnot.
Yeah, and that's what, because they have this fantasy of what they think they should be doing because they call themselves an artist. And it's like, man, understand that with that title of an artist, understand that the business you're getting into. Read some books, educate yourself on what all you have to do and what's expected of you. And if you can't do that, then there's no way nobody can spend money on you because we don't know how we're going to get it back.
So do you think it's mainly because of the image of social media?
I think it's social media for one thing, but also I think it's just for people lazy as shit, man. Most artists are lazy. They don't want to read.